Hello everybody, my name is Amanda Beeson and I'm an occupational therapist with Chesterfield County Public Schools. I'm here to talk to you today about a very common childhood play activity, coloring. While some of our friends love to color, we do have some kids that aren't huge fans of coloring, and coloring is a very important childhood activity for developing fine motor skills, visual skills, and other types of skills. So it is really important that our kids that don't like coloring at least get a shot at trying and learning to color a little bit. So I have a few examples here today of some things we see with kids in coloring and some ideas for things you could do to support a child that doesn't really like to color. With Thanksgiving coming up, we see a lot of these cute but very busy, kind of visually cluttered, themed coloring pages. So oftentimes, I'll walk into a classroom and there will be a coloring page here and a big pile of crayons, but the child's not coloring. They might be playing with the crayons, rolling them around, dropping them on the floor, but they're not very interested in coloring the turkey. So, first things first, sometimes it helps if we use something that's a little more interesting to the child. A lot of our kids have very strong interest in characters, activities, different things. So my friend here loves planets. So here we have planets, good start, but this is still a very busy coloring page. There's lots of different lines on here, different fonts. They might not even be able to read a lot of these words, so it might still be very overwhelming. And it might be tempting to just play with these crayons all over the table. A couple things we can do. One, they do make these awesome triangular crayons, anti-roll. They're called that for a reason. They're made by Crayola and they're easy to find in stores and online. Or, to take it a step further, sometimes we need to make our coloring pages as simple as possible. So when I looked up planet coloring pages, I found something like this and like this. So we're going to do the simpler version today. I've also got a little setup here that helps to make this even clearer for some of our friends. I made this out of a binder, so it's just a 3-ring binder, and we tape the end so it doesn't come open. And then I took a piece of cardboard just off of, I think, a construction paper box, and used a hole punch and punched 4 holes. We're going to get rid of all these extra crayons because they're very distracting and fun to roll off the table, and we're going to put them right here. So now our crayons are stabilized. They're not rolling around on the table anymore. They're right there where the child can see them. Now, sometimes it's even better if you can also stabilize the paper. So I'm going to clip the paper on here. Now, we've gone from something that's a little confusing and it's not really super clear what we're supposed to do with these busy pages and all these different crayons. And we've got this better kind of setup right here for some friends that might not really know what to do. It helps too if you have a place to put your crayons when you're done. So sometimes I set the recycling bin out. And so when they're done coloring, take a color, they can color their picture. When they're done with blue, you can say bye blue. Some kids really like to do that part. If you've got a friend who's not really sure where to color on the page, some things you can do to make that a little more clear. You would do this before you give them the coloring page and let it dry. But you can trace the line in something like glitter glue or puffy paint or something. Let that dry. That makes a great boundary. It helps if it's the same color that you want them to color the picture. So they would use green to color Saturn green since it's got the green outline. Also, and these are available on Amazon or lots of different websites, they're called Wiki Sticks. You can take one of these, we'll take pink. The cool thing about this is you can do it right away. You don't have to do it beforehand. We can put that around our picture. All right, and now you're going to color inside the boundary. And we're going to color pink because it's a pink Wiki Stick. Don't forget your disappearing finish. Put the crayon away when you're done. To take that a step further, if you've got friends that are just learning to color, sometimes it helps to have a dark background and light colors. That way they can get a sense of where their picture ends. So if we were coloring these fish, even if we went outside the line a little bit, we still see that our fish is green and it just goes to the boundaries of the picture. And there's a lot less to color than on a normal picture. We've got a lot of dark background. This looks a lot more manageable compared to this, where there's lots of shapes and lots of lines to color in. So think about stabilizing your materials and simplifying pictures and looking for very distinct backgrounds on pictures. And always pick something that the child is interested in. It's a lot easier to work on something you're excited about. Thank you.